Hello, hello. Yeah, so best way to put this, let's see. I have a 33-inch waist. Yeah, that's right, it's rant time. I bet you don't know where I'm going with this one. 33-inch waist, right? So figure this one out. See right there, 33-inch. Figure these numbers out here. You got a 33-inch waist, so all of the pants and underwear come in 32 to 34, right? I mean, maybe you know, maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't know who pays attention to this stuff or not. But you would think, like, if you had a 33-inch waist, that you would buy underwear that is medium size, because medium is supposed to cover 32 to 34-inch waist. That's what you would think. That's what anyone who can interpret numbers and letters would think. Hello kept silent. But don't keep silent about what I'm about to tell you, because this has gone on long enough and the world needs to know. So you've got a 33-inch waist, you buy medium underwear, you put it on, and you're like, well, this isn't comfortable at all. This isn't comfortable even a little bit. You know what? No, this is not. No, the glasses have to come off. The glasses have to come off here. I'm too angry. We're gonna jump on over here and bam, they're off. Okay, now we can talk about this properly. Believe it or not, still 33. But the point is, you're not comfortable. So I spend my whole life wearing the same size underwear that underwear tells me to wear. And I finally got sick of it about a year ago. So I started like going online and saying, does anyone make underwear that's actually comfortable? Like Hanes just doesn't cut it. They say wait till we get our Hanes on you because they're trying to destroy your life. And I know I just referenced a commercial that really, really dates me, but we're dealing with some sinister people here and we can't cut any corners. So I order medium underwear from a comfortable underwear manufacturer, just like the boomers do, you know. Comes in the mail, I put it on, and it's a little more comfortable, but the waistband problem is still there. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I thought this was just like an international problem. Like you order it from another country and they just can't, you know, measure uh, from metric to SI or something. But no, it's the same problem. So what do? I say, okay, there's got to be something to this. So I went ahead and I ordered large. Now large, according to the size charts, that covers 34 to 36. Or wait, am I wrong there? Is it 34 to 36 or 38 to 36 to 38? It might be 36 to 38. But anyway, you know, it shows up and the underwear is bigger and it's actually more comfortable and roomy because of course it's a bit big for me. But the waistband is still so tight that it's just like this is suffocating my waist and you can't even, that's not even a real thing that can happen. So now I'm really confused because it's like, okay, maybe there's just some weird measurement thing that's going on because I last I checked still 33 and now I'm wearing something that's like meant for 34 or 36. It's got to be 36 to 38. And I'm thinking this is crazy. Is it just that waistbands come in one size and the underwear itself is the only thing that's really measured this way? Oh no, of course not. That's not the case at all. So finally, after ordering 6 pairs of underwear in large size, just hoping that something shows up that's comfortable, I bit the bullet and ordered a single pair, extra large. Guys, I gotta tell you, this is where it's at. 40-inch waist is what this says it's for. That is a full 7-inch waist larger than my size. Now, I want you to think about the problem here. This underwear is so incredibly comfortable because of how much bigger it is than the underwear I usually wear. And the waistband is snug. It is snug. They are actively trying to kill anyone with a waist that's 40 inches because if this is snug on me, This has to be the most painful thing to have to walk around in day after. You know when you hear those stories where like they rescue some heavy guy who passed out, and they go to deliver some emergency medical care and find out he's not wearing any underwear. I fully understand why, if this is the standard, because that would kill me to have to wear something that is constricting me that much. I'm a skinny guy, and a 40-inch waistline in the extra large underwear I'm wearing would be utterly crushed. It would you would become diamond. That is how constricting this would have to be. So many sympathies. I'm willing to bet that it's a lot harder to find two sizes bigger than your size if you've got a larger waist. Yeah, there's that too. There's the all the underwear that shrinks down when you wash it. But or do you mean how it all just like gets out of place? Not much you can do about that. Not unless we all start resorting to wearing kilts or something. I don't know. But the point is, I spent a no. The point is, I'm thoroughly upset that they would injure people this way. I mean, come on, give the guy a break. He's all he wants is another hamburger, and I sympathize with that. And if you got a bit of a bigger waist, you shouldn't be killing yourself with your underwear. That's all I'm saying. Apart from that, I did have another point, and that point is, like I mentioned before, I dated myself pretty hard with that Hanes commercial reference. I went my whole life wearing what I was told to wear for underwear, and it turns out it never really fit comfortably. Do not do this to yourself. No matter how much of a boomer thing this sounds like to you, you go out right now and buy yourself 2 sizes larger of the underwear you normally wear. Do not put up with this in your life. So how'd you like that for a rant, coming in here talking about underwear? Wonder what waist size old Muppy McMupperton really is here. Like I bet there's like some scaling thing we can do here. There's I don't know. It's got a bit of a got the old muffin going there, I guess. Either that or it's just the jacket. I don't know. It's a bit puffy up here. I don't know. You'd think I'd know my own my own character, but whatever. I think the glasses can go back on now, though. So yeah, I had to get that off my chest and waist, and I'm glad I finally did. But these are the things that I think about on my weekends. I'm very happy to have shared that. I cannot believe that not even a little over an hour ago, I was having a legitimate conversation about things like writing hard magic versus soft magic in fiction with a friend. And it was a fun conversation, and then I disappear from social interaction with other people for no less than 2 hours, and I come back on roaring about underwear. That is where we are at. However, given that this seems to be a worldwide phenomenon, I don't want to hear any crap about this being a first world problem. You people overseas who are struggling to eat while I'm sitting here at my expensive computer with my character thing that I spent a lot of money on with my fancy Boy, I sound like a jerk, don't I? Anyway, who wants to play some furry games? Because that is what we have lined up today, as far as I know. Cue the music. Did I turn the sound off? I sure did. Alright, so we got some fantasy, I think, roguelike? Maybe? Is this a controller game? Grabbing the controller. Let's see what we got here. This is not a controller game. Either that or I'm not... Okay, I'm not clicked on the game. It's still not a controller game. Jeez, I just don't shut up, do I? I didn't even drink a Monster. No, I think this is a problem known to the masses. I think that people just needed to be jolted out of their underwear complacency. That's what this comes down to. Let's resize a bit here. Or maybe that's it. Maybe I just keep you know, shrinking and growing, and that's why. Okay, there's a horrible joke in there. I'm just going to let that one sit. Let's see, options. Key bindings. I don't see anything in here about a controller. This is not a controller game. We'll set that down there. And what have we got? W sad. And space is to skip turn. That's important. Area overview is tab. Control to reset camera. Switch weapon set R. Take all loot F. Highlight objects Alt. Okay, so I'm guessing... Oh, there's more. Skills are 1 through 5 and Q and E. Okay, so this is probably all going to be on screen, actually. Journal is apparently a Japanese symbol for... Is that wa? Wait, am I remembering my Japanese? No, that's fu. Okay. Yeah, you see that? Even I forget my basic Japanese katakana sometimes. Kept silent. Alright, character, inventory, map, journal, all straightforward. And help is F1. We won't be using that at all, ever. It's a mouse game. Got it. Stop on enemy site. I don't think we need to do that. Screen markers, camera shaking. No, everything looks good here. Bring the sound down a bit just in case. There's a big discrepancy between my microphone sound and the game sound. So this sounds really low to me, but then when I go back and watch the videos, it tends to sound like the music is really high. So I'm just guessworking this. Alright, let's play us some furry game of blades and tails. I'm only seeing one tail there, so you know, you're not fooling me with your Sonic search engine optimization. Game mode. How are we feeling? You know what? I usually go adventure. I love me a good adventure. Let's see, what does it say? If you're looking for a more relaxed gaming experience, more health, more damage received, more experience. It sounds like it's the same game though, and I want to make a joke about wearing relaxed underwear now, but we're going to go with adventure. Oh. Is it a fire? Oh, we're burning books. This is true. I can vouch for this. Until the sun came down and burned them all. Or is that just an eyelash? The foxes found men intriguing, and that is how furries started. If he gets angry, he... Alright, so it looks like... Yep, eventually the animals learned how to walk on their hind legs. We don't know why. Let's see. So the bipedal animals, are they a better heir to the earth than mankind? Do they have opposable thumbs? Because I feel like that's a yes if they have opposable thumbs, because they also have prehensile tails. That's my standard. That's my standard for who inherits the earth. If aliens show up and they have prehensile thumbs and tails, it's all theirs. Oh, you bought Legend of Grimrock. That's a good game. Yeah, it's fun, full of fun puzzles. So what's our name here? His name is Rake. That's good, because autumn's on the way. Almost there. I just need to follow this path and should be back at the village before night falls. I'm wondering if Arrow is already back from his expedition. Haven't heard anything from him in days. Alright, I shouldn't waste too much time. Dangers, dangers, dangers. Moving on. Alright, tutorial, tell me how to do basic mouse clicks. Would you like to learn? No, you know what? I don't want the tutorial. I think I got this. So we're going to go here. So I'm noticing that they are bipedal, but it doesn't look like they can move their arms and hands, and their tails are pretty stationary, so I think mankind still inherits the Earth. Let's see. Can we do anything with shrubbery? Nope. What about trees? What about sticks? Oh, do we have to... Oh no, that's attack. Okay. Alright, let's head to town. Looks like a medicinal herb. That's a cattail. I should pocket it and use it when needed. This is how I usually walk around my house. I'm like, I get up in the morning and I go to the bathroom and I'm like, that's the faucet. I should splash cold water on my face. Okay, so you just click on stuff to grab it. See, do people really need tutorials for this stuff? Oh. Would you like to learn about combat? I mean, I might need that tutorial, but you know what? We're going to wing it all the way. I played enough of these games. I think I know how this works. Yeah, there we go. Click on the enemy for combat. Piece of cake. What do we got here? Is this a... Oh, that's our herb. Give me all the things. And now we have a sword. Inventory. Oh, I didn't take it. There we go. No, I think I got equipment too. Equipable. Oh, it's already equipped. Okay. Alright, we're now fighting with a sword. Chance of 25% for increased dodge. Okay. Alright. Moving on. Well, got some more buggy doos. Okay, so I made a mistake there. Walked right into him. I could have just pressed space and had him come to me. Got some mana shrooms. Is that a rifle? No, it's a stick. Man, what is it with this epic strumming? Oh, this game doesn't just let you hold down the click. Okay, that's fine. Am I a thief now? Did I just take the... We're off the Paragon path. How do I pick this up? Oh, I did. Alright, so this is actually pretty simple. Hello? Because I can't talk to you. You are Fox Worker. I am Rake. Can I go inside? I can't go inside. Can I go in any of these places? Oh, I can talk to him. Rhea and Rake. Rhea Rake? What can you tell me? A merchant was attacked by crawlers. What do you mean you wonder what brought him here? He's a merchant. He goes from place to place selling his wares. Modify my equipment. Well, what do I do? Click on this? Yeah, there's no tutorial for the menu that I can't understand here. Do I not have any gold? Replay. Okay, I guess I have to get mods or something. I don't know. Weird that her fur's braided. Yes, it is. That means that they had to, like, shave the fur up the back of her neck and then take fur that is, like, loose and falling out and stick it to the other fur and then braid it all together. There's, like, no other way that works. I bet this dummy is the most invincible thing in the game. Alright, what else do we got in this fun little village? A cutscene. We have a cutscene. Ah, you're back. Oh, she's the tomboy of the village. We needs to talk. Does that mean she's the yandere? You haven't heard from Arrow either? I'm starting to get a little worried. Yeah, since the beginning of the game is a long time to not report in. Ooh, a crawler lair to the east. You know, I heard something about crawlers recently. I'm not seasoned, I'm level 1. If I was seasoned, why wouldn't I have better gear? I'm his student and he can't take care of himself? He must have gotten a bad dice roll. In preparation for any dangers that you might encounter, she nods to you encouragingly. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. Alright. Sensei's probably dying, but we're gonna go meditate by the fire. I can stay here and let time pass. How soothing. Oh, I think there were some games that had practice dummies that would just outright break, but then they'd like respawn after a minute. I have 2 available points. Let's see what we've got. We've got unarmed proficiency, one-handed proficiency, polearms, ranged weapons. I love ranged weapons. Stealth. What have we got for stealth? Distracting throws, insidious blows, nose to nose. Oh no, enemy sight. Critical sneak attacks. I don't know. Stealth is usually not that fun in these types of games. It's more fun in, like, real-time games, I think. It's not bad, though. Survival. So for some reason, survival trees have had traps in them for such a long time, and you wouldn't think it would be the first skill. Like the first thing you would think you would get in survival is boosted HP or something that gives you some kind of evasion or defense. Oh, well, okay, yep, we're stopping the stream here for just a moment. You watched Nausicaa for the first time, huh? What'd you think? If you're, I don't know if you're working or not, so that's okay. I can just check over in a second to see if you've typed anything. But yeah, that is my favorite animated movie. In fact, both the movies that Miyazaki did before going into Studio Ghibli is that they were both my favorite animated movies, Nausicaa and The Castle of Cagliostro. So let's get back to our game here for a second. Athletics. Quick jump. That's a teleport. Another teleport. Fast reflexes. Increases your dodge chance. Now that's something that should be in a survival tree. I actually just did the thing where I like hold up my palm at the screen. Like, why did they do that? Which my character does not do on screen. So that was kind of funny. You can't see that. Trained runner. Increases your movement points by 1. This all seems like it should be in the survival skill tree. We don't have any of... Oh, there's an engineering skill. Okay, we're probably going to end up there at some point. Yeah, so if you just watch Nausicaa, which, again, fantastic movie, the bugs are even weirder in the original comic book that Miyazaki drew. They actually have psychic powers, and a lot of what happens in the movie actually is out of context of Nausicaa's ability to get telepathic messages from the bugs. They actually talk to her in the comics. And the comic is way different. Like, before all the stuff happens with the people coming into town and just they just, you know, appear and are ready to go to war and nobody knows who they are. Nausicaa actually knows who they are and is recruited early in the comics as the only person that can fly the town's single gunship, which does appear in the show. She's obligated under a military contract to fly a gunship for the was it the Tolmekians, I think, that were the bad guys? I think it was. Yeah, so she's obligated to fly a gunship for them in a battle. And things play out a lot differently in the comic than they did in the movie. She actually goes to war on their side for a while. It's definitely worth checking out. It is a masterpiece. And Kushana, the villain, the villain of the movie, who, you know, has that typical Studio Ghibli and Miyazaki turnabout to a semi-good guy throughout the movie. She's such a cool character. Definitely one of the classics. But that's enough. That's enough Studio Ghibli talk, because I won't shut up if I don't stop. Alright, so we'll go ahead and I think we're just going to go with... Wait, where the... I don't remember seeing all the magic stuff earlier. Illusion magic. Arcane magic. Why are there so many teleports in this game? Well, I usually don't start with magic, but let's start with magic. Out of the way tutorial, that's why I can't figure this out. Okay, elemental magic. Plus and plus. So we've got a teleport again. Okay, and an actual simple attack. Alright. Off we go with our newly found magic. What do we got here? Is this where I already am? No, it's not. Okay, what are our magic stats? Willpower. Perception. Intellect. Elemental magic. And engineering. Okay, so this will be good. So we've got... How many points do we got? Does it say how many points I've got anywhere? I'm looking at this whole screen and I'm not seeing it. I'm going to assume that I get 1. Yes, that seems right. Okay, so we'll go intellect and probably a bit of vitality later on. Missing in action. What happened to the other quest? Alright, let's go find Arrow the Wanderer. Let's go find Arrow the... Oh, Arrow's the name of an acrobatic squirrel. There's nothing in here. I was lied to. Or was it at the fire? No, okay. To the east. Yeah, I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron. Mononoke is, Mononoke and Spirited Away are among my favorites, but I don't think I liked them as much as everyone else. Like, Spirited Away is nowhere near Nausicaa in my book. I think it also has a lot to do with, you know, I guess it depends on what you saw first. Like, my brother's favorite is Spirited Away, but for my money, it doesn't get better than Nausicaa. Oh, we got more people in this village. Okay, he's been plagued by nighttime raiders. More crawlers. Are we gonna have to help this idiot? Come here at night. Oh, there's a day-night cycle. Alright, I'll come back at night. I'll break into your house at night and kill a bunch of crawlers. Okay, I'm not seeing a cave anywhere to the east. Unless it's outside the village. Do we have to go outside the village? Can I not use these skills? Do I need a staff? Is that going to be a thing? Do I have to have the right equipment? That was a weird noise. Oh, okay, so we have a home of the Fox tribe. Okay, there's our cave. That's where we want to go. Howl's Moving Castle is good, but it's pretty low on the totem for me, for Miyazaki movies, just because it takes place in the Deanna Wynne Jones stories, and I think it focuses on like the second book of a series, or maybe it was the third. Deanna Wynne Jones is a great author too, so I much prefer when they get things by her right. They didn't do a bad job of that at all, though. I liked that movie. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, picking a certain spot to start at in a movie. I just, I wish they would have started at the beginning with that one. Die, Deathbug, die. Restores 20% health, 5%. Oh, that's actually pretty good, so we can wait a bit longer before we use it. Okay, probably not worth interacting with that thing. Oh, can't cross water. Just like real animals. Can't mess up the fur. I love this game's battle music. It just goes into a banjo solo. Yeah, Kiki is one of my favorites. I'm sure I've talked about it before, but obviously, probably my least favorite. And I'm including Pom Poko in this, but Tales from Earthsea is just an abomination and a waste for I mean, if there's an author that's even greater in my eyes than Deanna Wynne Jones, it is Ursula K. Le Guin. And to take her Tales of Earthsea books and not only start way later in the series, but also get it so horrendously wrong, and only give like a brief cameo to one of the best characters. I feel like I fully understand why Hayao Miyazaki had to step in every time his son released a movie. Like, I don't know if this was just a thing where people really, really wanted the Miyazaki legacy to continue, but oh yeah, that one was directed by Goro Miyazaki, and it is boring and trite, and there's not much to salvage there. The character they focus on is a character from later on in the series that I don't even think he was a main character. I didn't read all the Earthsea books, but there were two characters that were introduced. One of them was the original character uh, from the first book, who was like the older wizard dude. And they showed a woman on a farm at some point, and she was the priestess of Adawan in my favorite Earthsea book, which was The Tombs of Adawan, which was all about a priestess that was raised by a cult, thinking that she was protecting the world from darkness, when in reality she was the priestess of the darkness itself, and had to be rescued by the character from the first book. Oh, we're in trouble here. We are in a lot of trouble. Oh, trouble got worse. Well, this was a fun run, wasn't it? You have been defeated. All fur collected by enemy monsters. Alright, so maybe we can head back and see if we can actually figure out where a wand might be. Oh, there's a weapon rack right there. Elemental wand, how about that? Yeah, we don't need this other stuff. That's more like it. Do we have any gold yet? 21 gold. Is that enough to... Oh, wait. There's probably some in here. Let's take all of that. Creates a portal of retreat. Okay, so this is how we get back to town. How do we set things? Whatever. We'll figure it out in post. There's more stuff. Convincing arcane wand. Nothing we need here. Okay. I thought that little guy was running over there to steal it. Yeah, that did go quick. I wandered out of town without a staff, so I couldn't use any spells. Oh, it's probably single use. Alright, let's see what we got here. What does this do? Oh, wait a minute. That said it teleports you. Did they put the wrong description down? Whatever. Oh, no, that's just the staff attack. I didn't actually use that, did I? Okay. Guess it's not working for some reason. Or maybe I have to go to an empty square. That is probably what it is. Alright, let's find more things to kill and see what happens. Here we go. Alright, what if we do this? Well, it's not getting damaged from my fire. Maybe it has to actually step on it. Uh-oh. Oh, there's more of them. You guys have fun with that. I'm out of here. More things to kill. You look like something that dies. Get back here. Why are you running away? Where are you going? Don't you want to die? Oh, you're trying to sucker me in. I can't believe the very first log I broke had a death trap in it. Is that just a common thing, or was that a... Yeah, it looks like it's not very common. What is hitting me? Am I poisoned? Spawn plantling is watching out again. Okay. All the critters are running away from me. Maybe we have to go to the next area. Oh, these trees are a little obnoxious. There was this fun game called Project Zomboid, where you had to wade through the trees, and it was really dense so that you couldn't tell where zombies were. It was kind of cool. Oh, is that what that was? Do we have an experience bar? Where's our character menu? 188 out of 668. We got a lot of killing to do. Huh. Well, so far I'm saying I'm liking this game. I'm liking the furry game. It's been a long time since I liked a furry game. Actually, have I ever liked a furry game? I like Sonic the Hedgehog. That one only counts after the fact, though. It did not start as a furry game. My general suspicion is that the whole furry thing is the result of every child who grew up watching Disney's Robin Hood, and that's where all of that came from. Alright, that's how we do that. Yeah, I think even Sly Cooper started before that really became such a thing that people did, and a community that got together because the internet was invented. There wasn't much of a way for that to happen before the internet. Like, I predate the internet, and that just wasn't a thing. You didn't see stuff like that anyway. You occasionally saw people in animal costumes at places, but before the internet, that was all, like, just people wearing costumes. It wasn't a thing. Oh, hey, I found a fireplace. And we made it to the crawler. Revenge. Uh-oh. Revenge was a bad idea. Vengeance is mine. So did I actually activate this, or... I have found the crawler lair. Now I have to keep my eyes open for Arrow, the acrobatic squirrel. He must be around here. I swear to God, if he's a squirrel. Gotcha. Got you. Okay, that time I was poisoned. It might have existed in some weird small way where it was something that happened with people in private, but you did not have people getting together as a community of this before then. And if you did, I have not seen any record of this or anyone talking about it. They would have to be at least my age so that they came before the internet, and it just wasn't a thing that I had ever really heard about. I don't doubt for a minute there was the mindset, though. I really think it was the Disney Robin Hood movie that got people thinking in those terms. Nothing in there. Why are there trees? Is that a mushroom or a tree? It looks like a tree, but it's a mushroom. I was gonna say, why are there trees growing in a cave? Not you again. Well, this doesn't bode well again. We did find a mana potion, didn't we? There we go. I am getting out of here. Can I not get out of here? Oh, I can't pass through that. What about this? There we go. Bring it on, buddy. You wanted it, you got it. Oh, he is strong. Ain't strong enough. I can see why teleporting is so central to this game. I don't seem to need any stamina potions for anything yet. Take down another medicinal herb. That's what they're calling them, I guess. You know what? Can we... Do we want to sell this? Let's see. Oh, how did that Blue Seed song go? Mysterious Tokyo, Foxy something, Midnight. Goodbye. Hey, they sent me to my death to find you. Don't worry, I've had worse. He coughs up blood and dies. Oh, what movie is it? I think you told me about this before. Something at the lair is not natural. Magical abilities in a beast? That's not real. I fought a rat witcher. There's so many ways to interpret. Oh, that's right, the Siren movie. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a movie for Siren. That should be fun. Yeah, so we've got a rat witcher in this game now. Now, is that a rat who is a witcher? Or a rat who witches? Or one who witches upon a rat? Ones who had less skill than this insect. I don't have an explanation yet either, but it's important to warn others. Talk to Tana. She will know what to do. Well, what about you? Aren't you coming? Sonny? Think I came all the way down here for nothing? You'll be faster without me. Leave me, and that way if I pass out and die, everything will work out. Wait, what? Now that I have an orb that does things. We don't need... Okay, what does this say? I found Arrow. He said he had come across a powerful insect with magical abilities. I noted all the shrooms lying around. Oh, this is going to take us to the one right outside the cave. That'd be a waste. Alright, we're trekking it. You cleared the way for us. Thank God. Idiot. Something's blocking me. You know, I don't like you. I also don't like being low on mana. Oh, those only work outside of combat, don't they? Go away. Stop spitting at me. Oh, hello. Ha! Now what? And that isn't all. Why can't I teleport? Can I not teleport through him? It's not giving me a red block. Ugh, what an annoyance. Alright, we'll just do this again. And there's another one. This is just not my day. Alright, we're zeroed out on mana. These things are utterly destroying me. And I'm down. You go ahead of me, Sonny. Nearby enemies. You know what? I need to kill lots of these. I don't like them. Let's figure this out once and for all. Can I teleport through them? Yes. Why didn't it work before? I guess I got experience for picking up an herb. A lot of bees. A lot of bees. Oh my god. Not the bees. Down. Down. Not down. Now down. That's how you kill bees. With fire. I guess that means I have to rescue Dummy again. Let's see. Yeah, I think it reset all my experience too. Scribble, scribble. Bugs, I've had enough of you. Okay, full mana, full health, full of garbage. Don't you run away from me. Spider secretion bag. What does this do? Fires a projectile. Stuns for 5 turns. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, that's not gonna work. Run away. Die. Alright, what are our assets? We have recovery herbs, we have toxic spores. Couple of health potions. Nothing seems terribly useful. Yeah, I think we're not ready to tackle this cave yet. Not unless we can afford mana potions. Oh yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay, we'll stifle you with one of these. And there's 2 of them. It's homing spit. Oh, there's 2 more of them. Okay. That's not good. Witcher like the book. Oh, no, I have no idea. Some rat Witcher enemy in the game. This probably isn't a tough game. It's probably just got a... I mean, I picked a mage class to start. They're probably not the strongest. Basic attack is probably weak, and you run out of mana quickly. If I had gone sword and shield or pole arm, it probably would have been a lot easier. Magic usually has a learning curve to it. And if I can catch these bugs, they probably give experience. Go get them. Go get them. I hear bees. There's a bee. Oh, there's a hive. Okay. That's what killed me last time. nothing's gonna help us here. Oh god, the stings! Oh, I meant to use the potion, didn't I? Oh no, there's no sneaking and surprising in games like these. There's a stealth class. Let's see. Let's go back to main. Let's stick with something that's a little more powerful to start, since I don't know this game. I am a failed wizard. Yes, they're all dead, we know. Oh god, does it make you play the tutorial part every time? Just start at the town. Yes, pan away, pan back. Move on. Okay. No, don't open. Oh my god. Go. What do we have over here? Don't want to be without these. I am a fox. Injury. Death. So what's the next stage of evolution? Because I would have thought that the bugs would out-evolve the animals first. But apparently the animals evolved first, and the bugs are next on the list. Like the foxes are going to wipe themselves out in a nuclear holocaust, and we're going to be stuck with the beetles, who, I mean, let's be honest. Does anyone think that the rest of them are actually going to die at this point? I have no idea if that joke works or not. I have no idea how many of the beetles are still alive. Alright, let's talk to Silly McSillerton. Lady Brady. Here's a quest. 0 gold. She has questionable gold. She's a counterfeiter. Yep, we've done that bit. On my way to rescue him. Just back off. Well, don't need any of that. I am going to need this. You know what? I'm going to take it all. I'll take all of this. And we will go ahead and equip the Quarterstaff of Experience. 5% combat experience multiplier. I love that. And I guess that means we're going to go ahead and go with quarterstaff skills. So what do we got here? A staff thrust. And an evasive maneuver. Okay, that'll work. You get a healing? Oh, stamina. You can do nothing. I need someone with money. Take it. Take this. Take that piece of garbage, and take this. Alright. Convincing cap. Extra willpower. Knuckles. Knuckles is in the furry game. Go figure. I was gonna say imagine if they did bugs like furries, but then I remembered I've seen a few bug-based VTubers. One of them was pretty cool looking. Ooh, caltrops. And javelins. What's a toolkit? Oh, there's traps in this game? Well, I don't know. I think we should start with armor. So, let's see. What's good for staffs? Go away, I'm thinking. Let's see. Okay, so willpower. Dexterity. Nothing else, it looks like. So I guess we'll start with dexterity. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything for dexterity? Doesn't look like it. I guess we'll, yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. There's probably a shop with potions. That's more important. So we didn't actually look around the town much. What do we got here? Wobble, wobble. He could use that pole arm to, like, help him wobble a bit further with each step. I don't see anyone selling anything. What's this? Anything up here? I see a box. Alright, well, if you're not going to sell it to me, I'll steal it. That looks like the length and breadth of the town. What's up here? Can't get by. No, stop. Herbalist. Bug farmer. Yeah, I'm guessing that guy gets a lot of business. We literally kill bugs.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me? Interesting. I guess we're gonna have to buy a shovel at some point. You, sir, have nothing. Hello, fine druggist. Wait, you're not one of us. What can you tell me? Shrine of Oblivion. What in Oblivion is that? You can help me forget? What exactly are you selling? Alright. We got small mana potions, stamina potions, and health potions, and we can afford very little of any of those. Oh, small health potion. I'll take one of them, I guess. There's a VTuber named Juniper, and it's a bug VTuber. I will check that out after I'm done streaming tonight. I actually have no idea how long I've been streaming. I don't usually stream for much more than an hour or two, and I'm sure that my rant was at least 10 minutes. But that's okay. We got to at least complete a quest or two. Or fail miserably to the point where I'm like, I'm out. Alright, give me something to kill. Let's see what these skills can do. Let's actually get somewhere in this game. And we're not going to mess with that. So yeah, so like, the magic user makes it easy to handle things like that, but that first hump is always difficult for magic users in these games. Alright. First, let's see what our basic attack does. And now let's see what our second attack does. It does a lot. Let's see how well it fares against Big O Buggo here. Seems okay, and this is apparently an evasive stun. Let's try it. Come on in, bug. Yep, that worked. So I guess if it steps on the spot you left, it does damage. That's nice. And now we can finish him off. And there's a pretty big bug as well. Let's give ourselves some room here, see what we got. Okay, you're not too bad. You're doing 1 damage. And that third level has quite an experience jump, doesn't it? Antidote herb, I'll take that. Did we find any stuff for stamina? Bug meat. Let's do it. Goodness gracious. You don't have to track the time for me, but thank you. You know, I've never actually looked into any of the bots or what they do or how they work or anything. I kind of just jump in and wing it because I'm not, like, trying to pro it up here or anything. I'm just having fun. And... oh, is exclamation uptime a command? For just a moment, I thought you were making a Commodore 64 reference. Alright, tangent again. The Commodore 64 had this subscription floppy disk thing that you could order, where every month they would send you a 5 1/4 floppy disk that contained several programs you could run. It was kind of like having a diskette magazine, and they were called Uptime. And it had some wondrous little gems, like a bunch of text adventures, and in particular it had... So what we're calling AI now is really just deep dive search software and language modeling that is pretty much the same technology that we had in the 1980s. We had these games that you could play on your computer where you would load up the program. There was one called Mother-in-Law, and the premise was that you were in a conversation with your mother-in-law after having just been married, and you could just type things in to talk to it, and it would pick up certain words and form responses based on what you were typing. So all this ChatGPT technology, while they can do much more amazing things with it today, it's nothing new, and it's interesting to note that you could have hours of fun just saying mean things to an artificial mother-in-law on an old Commodore 64 computer, and it would get angry at you and make fun of you and insult you and say that you weren't good enough for her daughter. Ah, hello, bug. If I get to the point where I actually know what I want to do here, I might take some time to look at bots and things and figure out how Twitch actually works. So I didn't actually intend to just pop on and play video games all the time, but you know, I already do like podcasts and video recordings and things with other people. And so when I started the VTuber thing, it's like, well, what am I going to do that I don't already do so it's not monotonous? And games ended up being like the only thing I could think of. I actually do, or I have done a lot of rants about movies and things in the past elsewhere. Bumbling idiot fox. Stupid fox. Ah, the homing spit. It also has turns. Oh, he's got projectiles. Okay, this is gonna be rough. So he's actually not gonna walk onto that if I try to run away. I think we can beat him. Well, let's just go for it. I could be wrong. I could be very... Oh, we got him. We got him. That means we can heal. I think. Did it use it? It's not using it. Why isn't it using it? I hear battle music. Oh, I'm already using that. Okay, that's why I can't use it again. Oh, they're pretty long-lasting. Okay, I'll have to remember that for future reference. Need to pay attention better. Oh, if it was homing spit, that would be the best. Alright, we've made it here again. Let's get our save point. I don't think we got... Yeah, we didn't gain a level yet. How close are we, though? Jeez. Feels like I killed a lot more this time, and yet that seems like so much less. I get the feeling that we just shouldn't take that cave on until we've got another level. I'm gonna backtrack and try to kill some easy enemies. It seems like there's just so few and far between, though. I don't know, maybe it's a flaw in the early game or something, or... Well, it is nighttime. I can go do that night quest. Maybe that'll give me some experience. Well, self-homing spit is just spitting in the wind. I'm low on stamina. Yeah, cry about it. I'm a fox. I have no stamina. I don't go running through the woods all the time. Well, this isn't going to help us now, but may as well prepare. Shouldn't have any trouble taking this bug down. keeping my eyes out for herbs, but I'm not seeing too many. Hello. There are not a lot of herbs lying around, are there? Alright, let's go have a look at that quest. That was weird. Where were you? Oh, what's this? Are those mana shrooms? I think they are. Yep. And you get experience for picking them up. In the land of the rising sun. This is actually pretty good music for this game. Okay, so I actually have to... At least this game tells you that you have to talk to people several times, but that was always a dumb thing. There were a lot of old games on the Sega CD, like Snatcher, where you had to ask the same question to a character several times. So if you were used to playing games where you only had to ask once, it could leave you really confused. You'd be searching around for hours, like, what do I do to get further in this game? So anyway, is it not nighttime? Did I miss that window? Where is our nighttime, daytime indicator? Ah, it's morning. What do you sell? Bows and convincing crossbows. That is a pretty convincing crossbow. We'll take a couple bug meat. How do I... There we go. Alright, there's a campfire here. We can use that. Why am I not surprised that that's something that's in the Souls games? Come, waste your time with me in some dialogue. Ooh, everything is orangey. Just like the hair of the fox. Ah, there's our little buggy-doos. Here you go. Wait, what? There we go. I'm gonna say, what is it, just not gonna attack me? Oh. polearm actually has, looks like it can hit multiple targets. Okay. Alright, boyos. Let's do this. I don't need a sword. Den. Fox Den. Yeah, it's not so much a matter of minding dialogue exhaustion. It's just one of them things that was not presented well when they first started doing it, because these were games that the whole point of it was that you had to poke around to figure out what was going on, and some of them had dialogue exhaustion and some of them did not, and if you were a kid and this was the early days of video games, most likely you didn't even know that dialogue exhaustion was a thing. And you only found out the answers accidentally because you eventually would talk to everyone a second time after exhausting all your options with puzzle solving and trying all your tools and clicking on everything. Wonder what this guy's voice is. What a spectacle that was. The way you showed those beasts. Chop, chop. Oh, that was a lot of experience. Yeah, we need to do more quests. Alright. I guess we'll throw another point in dexterity. And that was a pretty big dodge chance jump. Alright, let's go camp and see what skills we can activate. Every base attack with a staff restores 14% stamina. Wow, they spoil the polearm skill tree, don't they? Mage is just like, I'm out of mana and I have nothing to restore it with, and I'm completely weak and defenseless without it. You know, 9 times out of 10, my inner voices that I use for characters when I'm reading are based largely off of anime like Project Echo, but in the... So Project Echo is one of the very rare cases where I'll watch the dub over the sub, even though it... I mean, arguably the voice acting is more fun in the dub in that one, just because they didn't have the standardized anime actors that they use in everything else nowadays. And even though they might not have been the best voice actors on the planet, they had a certain charm of being someone who's like, you feel like they were thrust in the role of doing voices for cartoons when they weren't ready for it. Not in terms of like not being actors, but in terms of like, wait, you want me to do what? Because they were probably all stage actors or like television actors before that. I don't think they used big names back in the day. And then just to have them come on and do voices, it kind of had a certain appeal to it. Everything you hear nowadays, it just sounds like you're hearing the same 5 people, and they all sound like they're going to play the exact same personality type, no matter what character they're given to portray. They just read their lines the way they would for any other character they're given. Now we're slightly more prepared for battle now. And I'm guessing that staying at that fire saved the game, so... Or do I have to manually save? Doesn't look like it. No, game saved 0 minutes ago. We're good. So I keep trying to click on the bug instead of the square the bug is on, and I keep missing. So it just deactivates the skill. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of stories about that. So non-actors acting was a big thing when anime first started, and there's one example I can think of in particular. So like people are gonna know what I'm talking about here. Now I don't know the full story, but this was the impression I got from how things happened. I'm fairly certain that Doug Smith was working like on the packaging or some kind of graphic design thing for the anime Golden Boy, and I've always had this vision in my head of the director or someone bursting in on him. He's like in a tiny room somewhere where they shove graphic designers to commit their dark wizardry, and they're just like, hey, we need someone to do the voice of the main character in a semi-hentai show. You in? And boy, did he run with it. Doug Smith, if you were around at the time, was legendary for his voice acting in Golden Boy, because he just used the absolute goofiest voice for a character that was... he was this huge pervert who would always get these jobs where nobody would like him because he was such a goofball and a pervert. But then he would end up saving the day by being the smartest one there, and in the end it would just... like there was an episode where they were writing some software, and he was the idiot that accidentally unplugged the file server and destroyed everything they'd been working on. And then one week, or it might have even been one night, I don't know, but I feel like 1 week is more reasonable. He comes back a week later, and he's been fired, but he just leaves a package on the doorstep of the company, and the director of the company picks it up, and she's hated him this whole time, but she pops in the software and looks at it, and it's 10 times better than anything her team had worked on the entire time. And she goes running out the door chasing after him, trying to find out who he is and get him to work for the company, because, as in the title of the anime, he is a golden boy. Very funny stuff. But yeah, Doug Smith was one of those guys who just got pulled into it, and he ended up just being absolutely awesome. Not like me, who can't play a game and talk at the same time. Voice acting might have been cheesy and a little bad back in the day, but I feel like a lot more of the actors actually tried to portray the character that they were assigned. There was a really good English dub of a show called The Bush Baby. It played on Canadian broadcast television, and they had this this really like energetic actress played the lead character, and it watching it, it was like, well, it's not the best acting, but it's very fun acting, and not in like a goofball, like we're just going to be goofy with our voices way. Like it was a genuinely like little girly voice for the role. And she did such a great job of being upset at things or being happy about things. Okay, so 3 skills in, and I don't even have to worry about stamina anymore. This game is... I mean, that's how some of these games go. I don't know if that's good or bad balance yet, but we'll find out as we progress. What have I actually played? Like, 10 real minutes of gameplay with all my talking about anime. I could totally see me dropping the gaming thing and just talking about anime and stuff all the time. That would be fun. Or just talking about underwear. Apparently I'm good at that too. And also, not a big fan of hentai, but I can definitely say that Golden Boy is something worth watching, if you're appropriately aged. There's nothing too explicit in it, but there's enough to where it definitely... You definitely want to say it kind of falls into that hentai range. Come on, buddy. You're... Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my health. That's okay, we aren't that far from the campfire. What are my other quests? Open the journal. Nocturnal protection. Oh, I did that at... Okay. I probably should have played After Image again. This is a much slower paced game than most roguelikes I play. There's some really good ones like Tangle Deep. What's the Toho one called? Something Wanderer. Sent me what, a voice acting clip? Oh, no, I am level 3. Okay. Alright, that's two things I have to check out after the stream. Yeah, we're gonna try this cave out one more time. If I fail again, take a few minutes to chat at the end here, and then I'll call it a night. Yeah, this is exactly where we needed a body of water. Stupid fox community and your foxy, watery nonsense. Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. I wouldn't go on to say that Doug Smith was doing a wonderful voice in Golden Boy. I would just say that it was so funny and ridiculous, and everyone was amazed that it ended up working out so well. It kind of felt like he caught the character with it. Whether he intended to or not, I don't know, but it sure seemed like he knew exactly what he was going for. Either that, or he was just like, okay, I guess I'll do a voice, how's this? And nobody objected. I actually have a good story about Doug Smith. I had gone to Anime Central one year. This was a long, long time ago. Something like 2002 or 2003. And I had always... I'm not a big autograph person, so if I get an autograph, it's always something silly. I have an autographed Japanese phrase dictionary signed by Chiho Saito. And I also, according to one of my friends, he found an interview in a magazine where they were asking her about weird things that she'd signed, and she said she once signed a Japanese dictionary, so that must have made a fun impression. Um, but I had Doug Smith sign my Chinese phrase dictionary, and I've still got it sitting on a counter somewhere. I should take a picture of that and put it up somewhere sometime. But after I had that signed, I came back the next year, and he had an artist booth because he draws stuff. So I'm pretty sure he was a graphic designer. If not, he worked in graphic design. Uh, so I paid him to draw one of the characters from my books, and usually when you do the artist table thing, you either come back and get it during the convention, or oh yeah, this was pre-Burger Time movie. Yeah, you either come back and get it during the convention, or you give your address to the person drawing it and they mail it to you. But he just straight up forgot to do my drawing, and I didn't spend that much, so I didn't care. I kind of kept that as a funny story. But it turned out, because a friend of mine actually loved Golden Boy a lot, so when he met him the next year at Anime Central, he ended up sitting in his booth and striking up a bunch of conversation with him. And I just ran across my friend and found him sitting there, and so I sat down and we all started talking. and and then I was just like, should I bring it up? This will either be really funny or it'll just make him angry, and I'm not sure which, but now I have to know. And I was like, I paid you last year to draw me something, and you never drew it. And he just had this frozen look on his face of like, oh, and then I was like, no, it's cool. I just wanted to see what your reaction would be. It was pretty funny, though. It was just like, yeah, that's... Because I'm sure that anyone with any amount of fame just hates it when their failings are brought up in their face, especially when it's something they specifically failed for a fan. But then I also have a friend who did a Golden Boy... Oh, what was it he did? There's a guy I know that... There was like a Golden Boy forum or something, because I remember telling him this story. And he was like, oh, well, I've got this whole Golden Boy thing going on that, if I ever get a chance to mention it to him, I'm going to bring up your story. I was like, oh, he'll love that, I'm sure, after 20 years. Oh, this has been much easier. Let's see, what do we need? Antidote herb. How long does poison last? Is it over? Am I non-poisoned anymore? I guess so. Beast bait. Coin. Some more bug meat. I think we're gonna make it, guys. Oh, they're fast. They get 2 turns. Come on, fall for it. He's not falling for it. At least it wasn't too bad. More bug meat, sword to sell. You guys are a little easier. We can do this. That got a little close for comfort. Dude fella's probably not going to be in the exact same area. Oh, we're using pole arms. We can't use bucklers. Yeah, the pole arm is nice for that. I guess it pays to pick the warrior route. And my favorite classes are usually paladins, hunters, and like ranger classes. Light armor classes are fun. I don't usually play mages too much, although I do always have to try them out just because magic is so cool. But a lot of time the skills you get with other classes are just cooler for some reason. I don't know. I think Diablo 2 was the only game where I really, really loved the magic classes. He's like wheezing and dying. No, I'm good. Not dying. I got this. You know what? You'll be faster without me. Just go. Alright, we are going to use our Orb of Retreat this time. And is he smart enough to join us? No, okay, he's not. Can I fast travel? Travel costs, 2 bug meat. That's interesting. I found the dude. You are back, she looks at you with concern. Ah, shoot, I read the line again. He said he'd be right behind me. Okay. Oh my god, the insects are rising. They are the next bipedal creature. Could you go nearly die in another cave? What if it's our interference that's causing the bugs to learn magic? What if this is all our fault? You've already proven that you'll do our stupid stuff by yourself several times. Can I trust you with something more difficult? Look, lady. Whatever. I'll handle it. Our tribe is lucky to have such a sucker in our ranks. As soon as Arrow is back on her feet, he will surely follow you. Yeah, okay. I'm buying that. Yeah, it's magic spit. It's a specialized... There's earth, wind, fire, water, and spit. Those are the 5 forms of magic. Prepare yourself well before you set out on your journey. And by that I mean, give us all the money and treasure you found, and we'll give you a pittance in return to semi-sort of protect yourself. Yeah, I'll need more information, you bet. Alright, what's the next level of experience look like? So, man, it jumped from what, 600 to 1200? Is it going to double every time? That is madness. Well, we're pretty close to a new level, but I have definitely spent more time talking than getting through this game, so I didn't really get a chance to show off much of it, but I like this game. I'm giving this a genuine... I'm gonna say a B+ for now, because I think it's got a lot of wiggle room to either drop to a C or rise to an A, and it feels like it'll rise to an A. I'm seeing a lot of good use of simple things in this game. I like the graphic choices, I like the dancing, bobbing sprites. a little bit more movement would be good, but I don't see any reason to detract from the score for that. And, oh geez, I need to implement... So there's a scoring system me and a friend came up with years ago, and I think it's time to start using that system. So the system is, it's a system of pies. I'm gonna say that this is a let's see. This is a solid 4 pie game. That's how many pies it would take to get me away from this game. So this is a 4 pie game right here. I'd say, what's our upper rating on a pie chart? Pie chart. Maybe 6 pies. So like this is above the middle ground, and we're talking like the 4th pie, 4 whole pies, not like 3 pies and 6 slices. We're going a full 8 slices. Or is it 6 slices for pie? You know, for sake of ease, we'll keep it 8, just like a pizza. Unless you're one of them weirdos that like square pizzas more than round pizzas. This is a problem to be addressed in the future. All right, let's go ahead and switch off El Gamo. My juegos. Lego my juegos. Yeah, I never knew that square pizza was Detroit style pizza, but I'm not surprised that the pizza I dislike the most is Detroit. You know, go figure. Oh, geez. See, I don't remember anything that I'm ever doing for when I do these kinds of things. Like, I don't have my music queued up or anything. Just sort of hanging out here. Are we gonna do a? I had so many ideas for what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to start every stream by saying "Hey Aliopa," but then I would have a bunch of people thinking I was like shouting racial slurs or something. I don't know. And on top of that, I don't know how much call there is for Swedish, but I don't actually speak Swedish. I actually just started learning a bit of it a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I've studied it all this past week, so I don't actually know much. It turns out I'm a much better learner from book than from listening, because I was trying to learn it by just listening, and I only picked up a handful of things and can't remember too much. But I'll keep going with that and see how it goes. I didn't want to do the normal thing of mixing Japanese and English, even though I'd probably be far better at that. But I did have music that I like to do this part over, but since it's not queued up and I don't feel like closing down the game and, you know, launching VLC to get it running, what did we learn today? We learned how to outfox the bugs. Did we learn anything else? What do you think? What do you think? Kept silent? Did we learn anything? Bjorn means bear in Swedish? I didn't know that. You know where I am, it's like 4 in the morning, and I'm probably being way too loud right now. I've really got to, like, pad the walls or something. I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm keeping anyone awake. What else did we learn? I learned that my coffee is still warm in its container here, and it's been sitting here for, let's see. Oh, wow. My character model made, like, wide-eye evil stare when I took that drink. Yeah, it's still warm, and it's been here for 4 hours. Yeah, I can't remember when I started this. I feel like it was like 1:30 or something, but I recorded a podcast earlier, and it was around midnight-ish then, and then I ate some turkey leftovers, and then I started, so I don't actually know how long I've been running, but... Oh, right, you showed me a trick. Does that work if I do... Hang on, I'm going to try that. What was it? Exclamation uptime? Oh, no. I guess that's not how that works, is it? I don't know. I've got to figure this stuff out. But, yeah. So, learned about... I learned that I don't know how Twitch works. There we go. There we go. Uh, we learned about comfortable underwear together, which is something that you always want to say in a crowd. Oh, right. Okay, so I have to set things up first, and then I can use the commands. Um, Boy, my throat is gone. My ability to talk is failing. Probably, I learned that my mouth gets really dry if I drink too much coffee when I'm playing games online. I am not one of them people that can talk for very long without my voice starting to go. Actually, here's an interesting thing for you. I can't yell really loud, like barely at all, and I can only do very short yells. I can't like yell extendedly. And if I try, my voice just ends up cracking. Although it's not as bad as so apparently, um, one of my friends had an uncle that used to do all the yelling for, and this might sound weird, but apparently, uh, Bruce Willis could not yell. Like he didn't have a voice where he could yell, and I mean not like me where it's just like I can, but it's like very short and not very loud. He apparently can't yell at all. So every time you hear him yelling in a movie, it's one of my friend's uncles dubbing his yell over that scene, uh, and and it's not even one of them. Like this isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, my friend tells me this and I don't believe him. It's like, no, he had no reason to lie to me about this, and he's brought this story up to several people before. That it's just like there's like completely impromptu. Nobody's mentioning Bruce Willis. They're all just talking about things they know that people have done in acting or movies and things. He's like, well, I got one connection to Hollywood, and that's it. And that was a pretty nifty bit of info, I thought. I always love it when I catch him telling that story to someone else because it's like I feel like a lot of people don't believe him, but being someone that can't really yell very well myself, I totally believe that story. And again, this is a guy that I see no reason for him to lie to me about this. He's a good friend. And usually, if you tell a story like that several times, the intention is to later down the road be like, I can't believe you bought that crap. So yeah, I've known him a long time. It has to be a true story. Oh, so we learned that too. What else did we? Oh, okay. Here's something I learned. Uh, so So like I also have Tourette's, which is why I'm blinking incessantly. And I kept telling a friend when I went to do this that the reason that I like VTubing better than most things, like first off, I don't like face cams. I don't like watching people when they have face cams on. I don't care about their silly little reactions, and I'm not there to stare at their ugly mug or even their pretty mug. Uh, yeah, it would be some epic level gaslighting because a story like that is so like basic that it's just like it's hard not to believe it because it's just like, oh well, he can't really yell that well, so someone dubs his yelling over that, and it's like there's nothing there that's really like, wait a minute, it sounds kind of like it could be a lie, but on the other hand, it doesn't. Okay, so here's a lie I once told, uh, and to this day, I can't believe that anyone believed a word of this. Like I'm more shocked than they were that they had bought into it. I used to work at the airport uh, near me, and we were all sitting around telling stories one day, and it was just like it seemed like everyone was just trying to one up everyone with actual stories that happened, and I'm not playing that game. If I'm playing that game, I'm just going to lie outright to you. So I started telling this story about how in college they were doing a stage production of Batman, and how someone had written a script, just like one of the students wrote a very basic Batman script that they wanted to just put on put on stage at the college's auditorium, and just like have the students be able to come by and watch this weird Batman thing that a bunch of students came up with. And so it starts off with me selling it like just like something you could believe, but is a little bit weird because it's like, why would college students put on a stage production of Batman? But I already had them hooked at that point because it's like, well, where is this story going? A stage production of Batman? And then I let it get weird. I was like, they didn't really, they couldn't find anyone to do the things that they wanted to do this thing where Catwoman was swinging on a rope and where she was hanging upside down, and they couldn't find anyone that could do that except for me. So there I was in the middle of my college semester, uh, getting into climbing into this Catwoman outfit so that we could put on this stage play. And then they had to pad everything and do all. And I was like really selling it that this was a real thing that they did, like really getting into detail with how they set everything up and the stunt that I was going to have to do on this rope and you know. And they all knew that I was that I was a martial artist and that I could do all these things. And you know, there weren't too many people at the airport that were men that could do the splits. So yeah, they totally believed that what I was telling them was completely true. And in the middle of the story, I was just like, and then when we went to, I just, in the middle of a sentence, I went from, and so we were working the rope up to where I would get this, and I can't, and then I just stopped and said, I can't believe any of you are buying this. Are you really believing this story I'm telling you? And they all started laughing. It was really fun. Uh, yeah, so that's how I like to run that. Like I can't. Oh, you know, I thought I told you that story before. Kept silent. Uh, didn't I tell you that one before? Huh? Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, they completely bought it until I just deadpan interrupted and said, "I'm totally lying to all of you right now. Why are you believing this?" Yeah, that was funny. Uh, I can't remember what it was I interrupted to tell that story, but I think that's a good cutoff point. And if I ever stop being too lazy to clip this stuff out and put it up on YouTube, I am definitely cutting that section out. I'm going to put that one up on its own. Yeah, no, they totally bought it. Just six guys, and we're talking like we're talking like a bunch of guys at the airport, like looking at me like, you actually did that? Like, you know, this was like hanging out with the guys, nacho chips and beer kind of thing, and they're listening to me tell this story about being Catwoman in a stage production of Batman. And yes, every single one of them said that they actually believed me up until I told them. I think that's I love that story. I think that's all I've got though. I think I'm out of gas. My voice is going and I need more coffee and gotta get to work on a few things here. So uh oh shoot, you know what? I actually forgot how to say goodbye in Swedish. It's really short. I know that. It's like, oh geez, it's like, I'm not gonna look it up. Yeah, that's another thing with books. It's easier to keep a reference of vocabulary. I don't even own a Swedish dictionary. I've just been, I wanted to see how far I could get just listening to uh, how to learn Swedish recordings, and it turns out I kind of need the books. I'm a much better book learner. No surprise. That is basically what I've done my whole life. I read textbooks for fun, so depending on what you're talking about, I can be a ridiculous fountain of knowledge. Unless we're talking about cars, I can't tell you anything about cars. I went to school for engineering, and yet if you were to start talking auto mechanic stuff to me, I would I'd be lost in like 2 minutes. I'm actually better at talking about physics and quantum physics than I am about cars. Oh, yeah, that was it. That was what I was talking about before I interrupted with the Catwoman thing. So I have Tourette's, so I was like, I'm not going to do a face cam thing, but I'll do a VTuber because at least there, no one's going to realize that my constant twitching is because of Tourette's. They're going to think, oh, it's just the character like flopping its ears and blinking, which those are linked by the way. So every time I blink, the ears are flopping. And I didn't know that when I got the model, but I'm actually very pleased with that. Uh, the my artist gave me special attention there. Uh, I forget. Ah, geez, did I delete the? I think I forgot to put my artist's name up on Twitter. It should be on Twitch unless I forgot when I changed everything to add that in. But my artist was Nara Akiara, and I haven't been able to get in touch with her since I got this model made, and I don't know why. Like, she had a good store. I was buying lots of stuff from her. I bought a lot of the backgrounds and music that I use from her, and she just disappeared. Her website went down. She still has like one site up somewhere, but there's like no way to interact, no response to messages. I have no idea what happened there. I thought she was pretty good at this, and I hope that everything worked out. But she did a great job. Uh, so I originally had uh, this model here was a pre-made that I bought from her, and my intention was to get something that was a bit more original than, I felt like a lot of the male models look the same, so I figured if I got something cheery and colorful like this, I could pay the artist to do a, oh, wrong button. I could pay the artist to do a male version and get something a little different, and I feel like it worked out pretty well. Yeah, I'm sure they're all right. I think they just maybe they just decided they didn't want to do that anymore. There was a lot of competition, and a lot of people were probably copying things that each other did. But I know for a fact that Nara Akiara was doing her own stuff because she sent me either that or she was. I mean, it's possible that she was paying someone else to do it, but either way, she was getting the job done. You know, by an artist who was actually working, directly on the model because she sent me the preliminary sketches and line art for the model that she made for me. So it's not like I don't feel like she was just stealing from other people. I and so I think maybe it's possible that people were stealing from her because she was on Etsy, and there were a lot of people selling pre-made VTuber models on Etsy, and it got hard to tell if people were stealing from each other because some of them were very, very similar. Some you could tell because like a lot of lower end artists sell models on YouTube, which is fine. Nothing wrong with not being able to draw well. I draw comics and I am terrible at drawing. And I have no shame in putting them up on Twitter where people can see just how badly I draw. Uh, and like I wouldn't have any trouble with using a badly drawn uh, VTuber model. I was just in position to get one that wasn't, so I did. But the uh, a lot of them had a very similar look and feel, and it was easy to see where someone might just be pulling assets from one artist and copy pasting them into what is it, Live 2D Cubism to make their own, or is it in Photoshop that they make it and then transfer? I forget how it works. I was going to design them at one point, and I got too busy to do things like that. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I couldn't find her on Twitter after that, and she had a Twitter, I'm pretty sure. I think I tried following links that I had from somewhere else, and it just didn't bring anything up. But hopefully everything worked out because I'm incredibly happy with what I got. I was hoping to go back to her to do the inevitable update that I want to do with this one. I have a couple of ideas, one of which is to give both of these models a kung fu motif in the future. I like the colorful thing here. It fits the name Muppy well to have this colorful, uh, blues and purples and things. And there's a trace of yellow, which is my favorite color. But it's interesting to see how everything is working out. It's I was I was incredibly happy with how this model turned out because I was just like, oh man, that is, apart from the glasses, which I specifically requested, and which also worked out well because she actually made them as so like I bought an emotion package that came with happy, sad, and angry, and she made the glasses. Uh, she made them the same way she made the emotions, so I could actually put them on a very simple emotion hotkey and just press a button to remove or add them. Um, yeah, she did have a YouTube channel, but I didn't really seem to be able to find a way to get in touch with her on that one because the what was it? The because she had a demo for the music that I bought from her, which is something if anyone's trying to VTube out there, I can fully recommend. Just like if you do not have the money for it, geez, what's the camera? I've got it right up here. Let's see if the model number is on it. So let's see. Um, I ended up splurging on a much more expensive camera, and I can tell you up front, it made virtually no difference that I could detect in facial tracking. So, what is this? It was the Logitech C90 or something. Yeah, the model's not on it, so I'm not sure which one it was. But it was like $60 or $70, and it was fantastic. Uh, so there's one way to, and I'm sure that even cheaper ones than that would still function okay, but that one had no significant difference from the $200 one that I bought. So, that can keep you in a bit on the lower end. Uh, Feel no shame about getting a pre-made model if you really want to dive into it. You can always, when you have the money to do so, either get the model you want or update the model that you bought, like have someone redesign it into something that more suits you. Uh, you know, for instance, well, I mean, I'm sure Kept Silent knows that I'm a little bit further away on the femboy spectrum than my character model. Uh, I'm I'm sort of the type that does the powerlifting wherever I work, but we're it, it's all about having fun, and so like it doesn't matter too much if it doesn't fit you perfectly, and a lot of times you might find that what you do end up with, you can work with really well. And again, you can always update when it's more affordable. You also don't really need a top end PC. This was another mistake I made. I wouldn't say it's a mistake because I did want to build a really good computer so that I could play some higher end games, but by the time I actually got around to doing that, I don't really care about high end games that much anymore. And anyone like Kept Silent that, uh, yeah, a little. I just a little heavy lifting. Um, yeah, just a high end computer if you want to do the AAA games, and I know a lot of people that get into this want to because that's how you can get that's an easy way to get views is to just play the new and popular games that come out because just scrolling through Twitch a lot of times all the people that are wanting to see gameplay of the new games are going to find you, and it's a good way to crank out 50 to 100 views uh, up front by playing the newest and bestest game. But anyone who's anyone like Kept Silent or like the one or two friends I know that have watched this before, uh, you've seen the games I play. They're all like indie games and lower end games. So I don't even use all the power that I put into this machine. You could build a $600 computer and have something solid to stream with, and I would put money on it that it is entirely possible to buy a $300 to $400 laptop or a $300 like basic desktop computer to stream and run indie games with. Uh, Better for storage? I mean, storage is storage. Like, so M2 drives are incredibly fast is their advantage, and they're solid state. Uh, well, shoot, isn't PC? I forget what PCIe is, but uh, if you're just talking storage, a 7200 or even a what is it 5400, even a 5400 RPM platter drive uh, can give you storage. I mean, those platter drives are so cheap now that you can get probably 8 terabytes of storage for $60 on on even a 7200 RPM platter drive. And you won't install games as quickly, and you won't be able to run things that are fully installed that are higher end. Like, I remember I was playing Deep Rock Galactic off of a platter drive, and I mean, my computer was able to run it, but because it was on a platter drive, it had a lot of like jerkiness and slowdown and lag when things started going down. I did not notice. I've got an M2 drive now, and it's smooth as butter, and it installs things so incredibly fast I couldn't believe it. I can fully recommend M2 drives. An 8 terabyte SSD will also be really fast. I mean, compared to a platter drive, any SSD is going to be fast. Um, and SSD M2 is much faster than SSD, but like when I say much, that's in terms of the numbers. You're not going to care much about the difference between an SSD and an M2. It all depends on what you're going to run off of the drive. Uh, Hard drive speed can affect gameplay to some extent, but until you're playing higher end games, uh, that basically, if you're buying an expensive graphics card and you need that, if you need the expensive graphics card to run your game, you're probably going to want the faster drive if you can get it. That said, I don't think that there's too many games you would have trouble with on any solid state drive. Solid state is very fast in any form. M2 is just top of the line, I think. I don't know if there's any that are better at the moment or not, but uh, yeah, I went from platter drives to basically straight to M2. I had one SSD in between that had such little room on it, I wasn't really running anything off of it. And as soon as I switched to M2, it was like, oh, this is the way I'm going from now on. Of course, there's problems with that. You uh, Platter drives, if you have a horrendous thing happen to your hard drive, you can usually recover data from a platter drive. SSDs, if they're toast, they're toast in most cases. You're not reclaiming that data, so you probably want to consider having a backup drive that regularly backs things up automatically for you, just in case something happens to it. Yeah, you shouldn't need too powerful of a computer to run Cyberpunk. A decent graphics card and an SSD and what is it, 16 gigs of RAM should be plenty to run Cyberpunk. Uh, I'm guessing because the PS4 runs it, and the PS4 is pretty old hardware at this point, so that shouldn't you shouldn't need like a 480 graphics card and 32 gigs of RAM to run Cyberpunk. But yeah, oh well. See, now you're outside of my knowledge area. I don't even pay attention to frames that I run things at. In fact, for the longest time, when I put videos up on YouTube, I would save them all as 720, just because I felt there were people out there that uh, would prefer not to have 1080 streaming uh, through their bandwidth if possible. And now bandwidth is so cheap that it doesn't really matter anymore. I'm of an older suit, and I still kind of have that mentality of, boy, more people should make all text websites just so that anyone with lower end computers uh, could still like somewhat cruise along the internet at higher speeds and read up on stuff that they want to read without having to wait for 4K image downloads. I'm still surprised that nobody's come up with a way to just, or maybe they have and I just don't look at this stuff, but it would be interesting if there was a way that you could just prevent images from loading, but I think because of the way the packets are received, there's not a good way to do that. Uh, I don't know, I've got a friend who does this stuff for a living. I should probably ask him. Or I should just, Google it. Uh, I don't know if that site is still around. There used to be a site that was called "Let Me Google That For You," and you could just type something in and send someone the link, and it would show them a clip that says, "Here, let me Google that for you," and it would show you typing in the search term and searching for it on Google, and then it would bring them the Google page, and it was designed for all the times that you ever had to, that a friend ever asked a question, and you're just like, why is he just not Googling this? And so you would just send them that link to kind of rub it in their face, like you could have done this yourself, which I totally get because I will constantly ask questions of myself, and Kept Silent here will actually look up the answers for me, even if I hadn't asked the question intending to look it up at that moment. It's always funny. I'm trying to remember. There was one time where I said something, and I think like 10 minutes later, you brought it back up and was like, "Oh yeah, here was the answer. I looked it up, by the way." I was just like, "Oh well, that's cool." I was just sort of like, it was a rhetorical question at the time, but then it became a real question. Yeah, that's amusing. I think it's just my personality. Like I never uh, got into the whole, oh, there's something I want to know right now, and I have a computer in my pocket, so I'm going to look it up right now. I like to keep a sense of mystery in my life. I like to give myself a list of things that if I feel like it, I can do later. I am really talking more than yeah. Okay, so you've known me long enough. There is virtually nothing about me that you have to take seriously. And my headset just died. I don't think that affected my microphone. I'm assuming you can still hear me. Uh, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits here, just in case that's not the case. I don't think there's any significant link between my headphones uh, and my microphone. They're two separate. Okay, okay, good. But yeah, I'll go ahead and call it quits here, and I'm hoping that everything goes well on Monday. I'm going to join Koronic for his stream, and hopefully after that, I can finally get back to my, what is it now, 4 or 5 weeks that I haven't streamed any more Grandia. That was going to be my next big thing after RFL, and I did two of them, and then I kept having stuff crop up and get in the way of my Monday nights. So should be able to get back to that. Uh, yeah, so uh, as the Swedish don't say, catch y'all later.